Today the battle's been over your household budget, with each of the two biggest parties saying they're the ones to look after your money better. First, a promise from a bouncy David Cameron that a new Conservative government would pass a law to stop any big tax rises for 5 years.
I make this pledge that if you elect me as your Prime Minister, there'll be no increase in VAT, no increase in national insurance, no increase in income tax. What it says right there on that pledge card. That is the choice. Take-home pay going up with the Conservatives, or take-home pay going down because they put up your taxes with Labour.
Labour called it a gimmick, but had their own stunt. They'd created a so-called secret Conservative dossier to slash spending.
Cuts to tax credits, cuts to child benefit, a threat to your family finances. 7.5 million families losing an average of £760 a year. Working families can't afford another 5 years of David Cameron and this Tory government.
But the fact is there are big holes in how both parties make their sums add up. Both the Conservatives and Labour say they'll raise billions from clamping down on tax avoidance. £4.6 billion for the Conservatives, £6.7 billion for Labour. But there are no specifics on how they'll do it. Labour expect to raise money by putting up the top rate of income tax to 50p, but it's estimated this might not raise any money at all. And the Conservatives say they'll cut £12 billion in benefit payments, but have only said how they'll find a bit less than £2 billion of that. So we don't have the details, but there are still differences.
Both the Conservatives and Labour want to take a similar amount of money away from households overall. Where the difference is that the Conservatives want to cut taxes very slightly and do almost all of their net takeaway from households on the benefits side. Labour would increase benefit spending very slightly and want to do all of their net takeaway from households on the tax side.
Throw into the mix the Liberal Democrats. Nick Clegg, along with wife Miriam, was in a school today to promote his plans for education spending, and he was condemning his former partners in government.
Instead of embarking on yet another daily stunt, I think it's time that David Cameron and George Osborne come clean about the sheer extent of their cuts on public services.
UKIP say the Conservative tax promise is misleading because they do plan to raise more money from national insurance. There has been plenty of talk about other issues in this election, but there's little that matters more to voters than their own household budget.